pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Communications to the Board of Ed were received from Kay Estella. Mr. McNamara, turn it over to Mr. McNamara for the superintendent's report.
Great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm John McNamara, Superintendent of Schools. Always like to start off with some good news, so we will do that this evening. First of all, thank you to the community. Our budget was approved last month, so thank you. Overwhelmingly passed Proposition 1, which is our budget, Proposition 2, our capital reserve, and then the sale of the Beach Street property narrowly passed as well. So we just want to thank the community for their ongoing support of our budget, and we look forward to a great year next year supporting all of our outstanding programs. We also have, as part of the vote, Tara Cassidy, one of our trustees, was reelected, and Joe Dunn, who is with us this evening as well. Congratulations to Joe on his election to the board. So congratulations to Tara and Joe. I also wanted to take a moment just to thank board trustee Adam Fisher. This is Adam's last meeting with us after 9 years of dedicated service to the district. Adam is, very, very talented gentleman who works extremely hard and has been extremely passionate about the work that he has done on the board over those 9 years. In addition to his board work, Adam, believe it or not, has a real full-time job in which he is a tax attorney and a partner in his firm and puts in incredible hours and time there and makes time throughout the school year to be here with us. I don't think people always can really appreciate the amount of time that board members put in, and Adam has done that diligently over the past 9 years. He is just passionate about education. He's passionate about supporting all students and has been a calming voice on the board in support of our students first and foremost in everything that he does. The decisions that he makes as a board member are always student-centered, and that's something that I just have great respect for Adam and in terms of how he approached his work on the board over those 9 years. It has been a pleasure serving with him, and I just wanted to, from the entire board, from our school community, just thank Adam for his dedicated service, and we have a plaque here that we'd like to present to him. So thank you, Adam Fisher. All right, we also have several of our students here tonight. We want to thank you so much for attending. We have just an incredible music department here that does outstanding work with our students each and every day. And we just wanted to take tonight, we thank you for coming to join us to talk about NYSSMA majors. We had great success at NYSSMA majors. This is a big deal and a big feat for our kids. And I just want to take a moment just to thank our staff for even attempting this and jumping right in. Mr. Schieffer and Ms. Babcock for their leadership of their respective programs at Wantagh L and at the middle school to take this on. And we're just thrilled that they did with some really great results. Our elementary school band received a gold level, which is outstanding. So we wanted to recognize our students tonight that participated in that and just did an outstanding job. So I'm going to invite Ms. Jones up. We have certificates we'd like to present. We're going to recognize the elementary school students first, Wantagh ELF students first. We're going to have you, we'll call you up, and just if you can gather on the stage, we'll do a picture with the Wantagh ELF students, and then we'll call up the middle school students that were able to attend, and we'll do a picture with the middle school students as well. So big round of applause for our band students.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to just quickly turn this over to Ms. Babcock and Mr. Schieffer, but I want to say congratulations. You were truly amazing seeing you on stage. If you can believe it, all these kids can be quiet all at once and attentive, and they worked so hard. The elementary band receiving their gold, and the 7th grade band did a workshop with the adjudicators, and they worked so incredibly well, and we're just so incredibly proud of them. So, and of course, proud of our amazing teachers, Ms. Babcock and Mr. Schieffer. How about a round of applause for them, too? So I'm going to turn it over to them. They have a few things they'd like to say.
Good evening. Tonight we recognize a group of students who have achieved something truly special through their participation in NYSSMA majors. We also thank the board and our administrators for taking this moment to honor our students.
Performing for an adjudicator takes more than talent. It requires preparation, discipline, courage, and a willingness to step outside of one's comfort zone. Each student who participated committed themselves to a process of growth, spending hours of practicing, refining their skills, and striving to become better musicians than they were the day before.
What makes this achievement so meaningful is that the music is about much more than simply playing the notes on a page. Through experiences like NYSSMA majors, students learn perseverance, confidence, responsibility, and how to respond to challenges with determination. They discover that improvement comes through effort, and that excellence is something earned one step at a time.
As music teachers in Wantagh, we are really fortunate to work in a district that values these opportunities and supports students in pursuing adjudicated performances. These experiences provide students with meaningful feedback, clear goals, and the chance to celebrate their growth as musicians and as individuals.
Most importantly, tonight is about the students. Their hard work, dedication, and courage deserve our recognition. We are proud of what they have accomplished, and even more proud of the commitment to learning and personal growth that brought them here.
Congratulations to all of our NYSSMA major participants. Your achievements are a reflection of your effort, your resilience, and your willingness to keep learning and growing. Well done. We are so very proud of you and hope you continue to find the love, friendship, and community in music. So I'm going to read off the certificates, and once your name is called, you're going to come up and receive your certificate and then head on stage, all right? All right, our first, let me take these out of here. Thank you. All right, first one, Addison Aquila. Savannah Aquila. Luke Arrigo. Edson Ariza. Emma Barbara. Gavin Barone. Rhea Basnett. Adriana Bushwack. Haley Calhoun. Gianluca Colandria. Maggie Connolly. Viviana Delarada. Neve Doherty. Nathan Faraday. Joseph Famlietti. Logan Freitas. Ariana Galina. Gabriella Giannoni. Vince Giordano. Alexa Guarnieri. Ethan Hetherington. Ireland Hill Hotz. Finley Horn. Logan Highland. Colin Iacona. Dylan Yonker. Katie Kalisic. Thomas Carasoni. Joseph Lapidus. Leonardo Latouche. Gavin Lennon. Gemma Loicano. Joseph Luciano. Joseph Mangione. Brandon Martori. L. McKeel. Salvatore Mongaluzzi. Kennedy Moran. Vincent Morris. Madeline Malahi. Nicholas Nowak. Sean O'Callahan. Dylan O'Done. Francis Pisano. Liliana Pisano. Mackenzie Ponzini. Riley Rodak. Jacqueline Roper. Nicholas Rovello. Ava Russo. James Sandler. Dominic Savage. Brett Schnitzer. Julie Scholl. Anthony Siegel. Hannah Semetis. Evelyn Tierney. Connor Toomey. Alessia Tregale. Dorothy Wadello. Emma Winsper. And Liam Zuniga Ramalho. Congratulations to the 5th grade band on your gold. Very well deserved honor.
You're the best, man. He's amazing. Yes, he is.
Congratulations, Wantagh L. That's great. And now to celebrate the 7th grade band, please hold your applause until the end. Thank you. Ava Acevedo, Luke Aquafreda, Sierra Aloca, Audrey Anisi, Reese Aquila, Jenna Ardito, Gustavo Astasia, Ranveer Ethwal, Scarlett Bauer, Luke Becker, Molly Behan, Ellie Boger, Mairead Boger, Tommy Boger, Ryan Borchers, Corey Burke, Maeve Burke. There we go. Maeve Burke. Yay! Cam Burlew. Corey Burke's coming too. Okay, great. Olivia Caiaccio. Sophia Cajamarca. This is Cam Burlew. Adrian Sanai. Gavin Capace. I'm sorry. Grayson Caps. Adrian. Yeah. Oh, I'm sticky. Here we go. Mason Cardozo. James Carr. Luke Katak. Claire Sinelli. Caleb Colby. Luke Caratolo. Gianna D'Anelio. Vincent DeLuca. I think he's here. There's Benny. Good job. Lucas Toscala. Kennedy Dunn. Kaylin Falta. Kaylin's here. Yay. Kaylin. Grace Firer. George Franzesi. Lindsay Gebhardt. Lindsay here? Good. Lindsay. Hayden Giordano. Devin Grace. Kyle Griffin. Congratulations. Natalie Haynes. Charlotte Hamill. Brad Herman. Ryan Hetherington. Noah Hirsch. Great. Jack Humphrey. Ethan Hunn. Joe Issa. Noel Issa. Sorry. Mikkel Izzo. John Carney. Ibad Latif. Sophie Laporin. Noelle Link. Denise Luberes. Isla Labello. Nicholas Lucchese. Sherard McMillan. Braden Moran. Matthew Moskalev. Layla Muller. Sophie Naglieri. James O'Brien. Kayla O'Brien. John Ober. Dominic Orsiolo. Peyton Palmieri. Anthony Padamera Pippin. Gaston Penate. Sebastian Penate. Luca Pignataro. Matthew Provencal. Oh, I'm sorry. Dex Privatera. And Matthew Provencal. Oh my God, thank you. Paul Riando. Congratulations. Yeah. Nice job, great job. Thanks. Daniel Rodriguez. Michael Rodriguez. Mallory Ryan. Tiago Sapienza. Yay! Taylor Scherer. There's Taylor's here. Good. Eden Saleo. Chloe Scupien. Megan Sokolowski. Did I say it wrong? Cilio. I'm sorry. Aiden Sperling. Dominic Suma. Jace Tofik. Juliana Vaccaro, Madison Warsager, and Christopher Widello.
All right. In addition, once again, congratulations to all of our music students. Thanks so much for attending, and thank you to our music teachers for being here tonight as well. Much appreciated. We're going to just shift a couple of reports that I have for the board tonight. One is just an update on our strategic planning. We had a strategic planning committee that met throughout the school year this year to update our strategic plan. So I'll just give a brief overview, and we'll talk about some of the subcommittee work that was done as well. Mr. Cedrone, Mrs. Winans, and Mr. Moran will help us out with that as well. So these are the members of our strategic planning team. We had a great team, really did a lot of great work in their subcommittees. And the goal was to just take our 5-year plan, update it. So we did that, and we really kind of created 4 priorities for the district. We did a lot of survey work. That was the beginning stages of our plan. We put together surveys for our staff, surveys for our students, surveys for our community. We took that feedback and kind of crafted it into the plan that we created. The really nice thing was, our student survey. We really kind of took a school climate piece, which was outstanding. Strong sense of safety and belonging came through. Parents spoke very highly of the teachers that their children were working with, and staff really talked about the internal support network that they had with their colleagues. So all that came through loud and clear. We used that to kind of drive our plan. These were the meetings of the committee as a whole, and then we had subcommittee work that took place throughout. So we had 4 target areas: instruction, infrastructure in our facilities, technology and security, and then wellness and inclusion. And those were the areas that we really kind of took a look at to develop the plan. So I'll just let Ms. Winans speak to the first target a little bit. This was an area that we focused on to really incorporate the portrait of a graduate work that we were doing and some of the new Blue Ribbon Commission goals as well.
Good evening, everybody. The first thing I really want to thank is all the members of the committee. They worked really, really hard thinking about not only what we've accomplished so far, but where we can go in the future. So I really just want to say thank you to all of the active members of the subcommittee. As we presented previously at previous board meetings about the Blue Ribbon Commission and the graduation measures, we wanted to make sure that any instructional changes that we make are aligned with those steps that New York State is going in. So we talked a little bit about how the world has changed from information being a scarcity to the students are actually living in an information-saturated world. And how does teaching and learning and their learning experiences differ from what we traditionally understand as what school looked like when we attended school? And as we had those conversations within the committee, we realized that, especially with the changes in technology, the students' experiences are drastically different. So how can we accommodate their learning experiences to match what they're experiencing, not so much what we experienced in our learning experiences? So we have 3 goals. The goal is to design and implement K-12 curriculum aligned with the portrait attributes. Goal 2 is to transform instructional practices to foster deep learning and skill application. And Goal 3 is to align assessment and graduation measures with a holistic portrait of student success. We plan to measure this in 26, 27. A lot of this is already underway, is making sure that all of our current courses and future planning courses are aligned with the attributes of the portrait of the graduate. In 28, 29, we're going to continue to really kind of reinforce those interdisciplinary capstone projects and make sure that literacy skills, numeracy skills, phenomenon-based instruction are all incorporated into all of the subjects, and the students really, instead of just saying when I'm in math, I pull out the filing cabinet for math, and when I'm in science, I pull out the filing cabinet for science, and when I'm in English, I pull out my writing skills, really kind of getting students from a very young age realizing that knowledge is a foundation, and then you apply those skills the same way in all of the different subject matters so that they have a more well-rounded approach to their education. And then finally, we're going to increase engagement in authentic, standard-based, real-world application. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mrs. Winans. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Cedrone to talk a little bit about the capital improvements.
Thank you. So you can see the focus of the committee and the goals that are listed above. The previous strategic plan also had a facilities component to it as well, which kind of led to a capital improvements committee, the bond vote in 2022, now a revision of the strategic plan, kind of redoing that work, relooking at capital infrastructure, and has already sort of morphed into another capital improvements committee with the potential of considering capital work in the fall of 2026. At this level, the committee used as its source data all previous building condition surveys. We looked at items that were included in the current bond that was passed, items that didn't pass, recommendations and suggestions from our architect, and things that have popped up in the last couple of years, because everything that I just said was a mouthful, but that's about 7 years worth of work. And as you could well imagine, things change, needs pop up and arise. And obviously we've been doing a lot of work and dealing with a lot of stuff, but it's an ongoing, continuous process. So that was the committee's target in this particular case, and like I said, that has already morphed into Capital Improvement Committee, which is much more in the weeds, but is using this guideline from this updated strategic plan to do their work as well.
Great, thank you. And I'll give you an update on the Capital Improvements Committee tonight as well. We'll get into a little bit more detail about some of the work they're doing and some of the plans for the fall as well. Target 3 was in the area of technology and security, and I thank Ms. Curry, our Director of Technology, for her leadership there. Great subcommittee that really did some outstanding work, really focusing on a number of things. One is certainly safety and security, cybersecurity. We've done a lot of work in that area, and Ms. Curry has really taken on a great leadership role in doing that. And being proactive and really doing our best to work with some outside folks to keep us in solid shape there. And then really taking a look at all the modern tools and how we're going to continue to look to incorporate, but yet have a balanced approach to technology instruction and using technology tools in the classroom as well. So you can see there 3 goals there. Robust infrastructure for all schools. We've really, since going back 6 years to launching a full one-to-one and having the infrastructure to support that has been tremendous. And then all the different tools that our staff needs and our students need to support learning, and really continuing to do an ongoing evaluation of those items, and then to take a look at AI and the impact that's having across the globe, but also how it's impacting our students in the classroom, how it's impacting our staff in the classroom, and having ongoing committees to take a look at that. And then I'll turn it over to Mr. Moran just to talk a little bit about some of the SEL goals that we incorporated into the strategic plan as well.
Thank you, Mr. McNamara. This subcommittee, we met a few times to kind of really look at what our points are, what our importance part of exploring what the students and the staff and the families need. And the one thing that we were really kind of exploring is kind of making sure everybody had the tools to identify if there's a student that might need a little bit more support. So the couple goals that we had decided, we were going to look at our MTSS plan for social emotional learning and our mental health supports within the district. We're going to kind of explore bringing more educational resources in for the teachers and the students and kind of really see what fits and allows the students to be the best of themselves. We also want to continue to build a relationship with the families because, they might need support and, make sure that they have access to different types of supports and really just knowledge of what's going on in the world. So we're going to kind of continue to build upon that. And then, we want to make sure that our teachers are equipped with the right tools when they have the students in their classrooms to be able to identify students that might need a little bit more help in certain areas when it comes to social emotional learning and mental health experiences. We had actually a really good subcommittee. Myself and Dr. Scolari co-chaired it, and we had a lot of good discussion trying to figure out how can we support the students, the teachers, and the families of this community. So it was a really good outcome. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And then, our final stages is we're going to be taking a look at a draft plan. I'll be submitting that to the board at the end of this month, and then we'll work on that throughout the summer, and then ultimately adopt the next 5-year plan in the fall. So that'll be the next steps. Any questions from the board or anything that you want us to review? Okay. All right, and then I'll just give an overview of the Capital Improvements Committee. We had these committees running concurrently, just really to, as we are completing, Mr. Cedrone just referenced the bond from 2022. This summer, we're really going to be completing a lot of that work, and we're starting to look at the next phase of projects. For those of you that remember that bond, it was, we put it out in 3 referendums. 2 of the 3 referendums passed. 1 of them did not. The one that did not had to do with a lot of our extracurricular spaces. This room, the district auditorium, a renovation of that was proposed. And then some of our athletic fields, and then our playgrounds at all of our elementary schools. That was all part of that proposal. Unfortunately, that one did not pass. So we're revisiting a lot of that work as part of this, and we'll make some recommendations to the board this summer in terms of what projects to move forward with. We had a great committee. I want to thank them. They give up a good amount of time to tour our buildings and to be involved in the process. Really kind of a cross section of representatives from the community, our faculty and staff. Our district architecture team and construction manager, building administrators, really a nice well-rounded team, and I thank them for all their work and all the time that they put into the committee. We're going to be reconvening the committee in July, and I'll kind of explain a little bit as to why that will be in a minute. These are some of our dates. We started with a tour of the secondary complex. We did kind of an overview. We visited all the different aspects of both schools, the middle school and the high school. And then we did a tour of the elementary schools, and then we did a pretty comprehensive review of all the proposed projects, taking a look at feedback that community had given us via survey, and then different ideas the community members on the committee and the staff members on the committee brought to the table as well. And then we'll, as I said, we're going to reconvene in July. This is just kind of an overview of some of the different projects. I'm not going to go through them all, but these are some of the things that we were able to accomplish over the past 4 years. A lot of work was done in the area of HVAC. We're going to be finishing the vast majority of those projects this summer. Put new unit ventilators in every single classroom for heating and central air, getting rid of window units, window replacements, at the full window replacements at the high school. Middle school will be done this summer, and then we're working through that at Mandalay and Forest Lake currently. Roof work, hallway ceilings. You can see all the security upgrades in terms of cameras. We did a good number of bathroom renovations across the district as well. We did 16 classroom bathrooms at Forest Lake last summer. We did a number of bathrooms here at the secondary complex. And then we did a number of bathrooms over at Wantagh the summer before that. We also will be doing some bathrooms at Mandalay this summer as well. And then other projects, some of the works in the main gym here at the high school. We did a science research lab to support a science research program. We did some other science classrooms as well. So, kind of high level view, but those are some of the major projects that were accomplished. And then you can see this is what we have scheduled for this upcoming summer. We have the ongoing HVAC system work that we'll be wrapping up. Part of this last budget vote were the addition of field lights on our main turf field here at the high school. We're going to be renovating our high school library. That was part of Proposition 3 of the bond work. That will be done this summer, and we're going to renovate the courtyard as well. And then, as I referenced earlier, the middle school window project. And you can see some of the elementary projects that are continuing, the window project at Forest Lake and Mandalay, as well as the UV project, and then the Mandalay bathroom renovations. We're also going to be doing an expansion of the main parking lot at Wantagh L. That parking lot just doesn't meet the needs that we have, even just day to day, just for staff parking. We have about 90 spots over at Wantagh L, and we have any given day about 120 people coming and going. So we're going to expand that north parking lot and add a security vestibule right at the GP entrance there, just making it easier for our visitor check-in process with some designated visitor spots right off that GP room location. And then these are kind of the four buckets. If you take a look at what we proposed for, we've been discussing as a capital improvements committee, taking a look at some expanded space for UPK, addressing our playgrounds at the elementary school, the auditorium and band room, this room and the band room, athletic facilities as well, and then some security enhancements as well. Looking to expand some additional classes. One of the goals for our UPK program, we now have 9 sections of UPK that are running across the district, which is outstanding. Just a few years ago, we started with 4 classes and have continued to expand that. So that's been something that has been going really well, and we're just continue to get tight for space. So looking to add additional space to house our UPK programs, and then. Our playgrounds, has been a priority to tackle the playgrounds at all 3 elementary schools, and add some additional recess space, basketball courts, things like that, that the committee is all taking a look at as well, and we'll make some recommendations to the board around. Auditorium, I think it kind of speaks for itself in terms of, we have a very dated auditorium that is in need of a renovation, so taking a look to renovate that space, and our band room as well, to do an addition of a band room that we're taking a look at, which is a significant need for us here as the program continues to grow. Taking a look at our athletic fields, here at the high school, taking a look at doing some additional turf fields, turf baseball field, turf multi-purpose field, and a turf softball field, as well as an indoor practice area, we're kind of affectionately calling the barn, modeled after a project in a neighboring district. So taking a look at those 4 items at the high school. We have just the one main turf field currently, and want to address the other areas as well, and doing something similar, adding some turf fields at Forest Lake. We use that extensively throughout the fall and spring for soccer, for lacrosse, and updating that with 2 multi-purpose fields and a baseball field as well. And the committee also there's a lot of community use of the fields, the north fields at Mandalay. So they had some interest in exploring a potential turf field project there as well, with the addition of a parking lot and addition of parking lots at Forest Lake as well. I failed to mention that. And then some of the security infrastructure they're taking a look at, potential for some security booths here at the high school, and kind of revisiting some of the traffic flow. We're going to take a look at that with having some folks come in to look at some potential ways to improve that here. It's always a challenge being on the dead end at Belta, and taking a look at ways we can enhance our exterior security presence and footprint as well. So we're going to review all of those projects. They're currently being priced out. We're working with our architect and construction manager to do that, and then we'll reconvene the committee in July, and then provide the board with some more detail around that. Any questions from the board? No, we're good. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Greco.
Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Okay, item D. Item D1, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item E, E1 and E2. Financial reports of budget transfers. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item F. Item F1, approval of personnel items. And item F2, termination. Do we have a motion? Move. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, contractual and other authorizations. Item G1, intermunicipal agreement. G2, funding and reserves, 25-26. G3, 401A special pay plan. G4, RFP for transportation of students. G5, HVAC equipment, supplies, and support bid. And 6, related services agreements. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item G7, professional development. G8, extension to memorandum of understanding. G9, scope educational services agreement. G10, special ed tuition agreement. G11, BOCES Twilight Alternative Program Agreement. And 12, capital improvement project, Wantagh High School library renovation and site improvement mechanical construction. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
G13, capital improvement project, Wantagh High School library renovation, site improvement electrical. G14, capital improvement project, Wantagh High School library furniture and casework. G15, change order number 1 for Belfour. 16 is an SO BOCES agreement. 17 is our fire alarm services. And 18, the new Wantagh Seaford Track Center course. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
19, use of funds from reserve. Item 20, the SECRA resolution. Item 21, execution of closing documents. Item 22, or terms of employment. Item 23, extra classroom activity charter. And item 24, to close out of the extra classroom activity club. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 25, donations. The board would like to approve a donation of $2,097 from Mandalay Elementary School PTA. We also approve a donation of $1,400 from the Forest Lake Elementary School PTA. A donation of $99 from Wantagh L School PTA for the 2nd grade field trip. And a donation from Sandra Simpson Insurance Agency, Inc. of $500 for the Wantagh Warrior 9/11 Memorial 5K Run. And another donation of $1,000 from Helix Contracting Corp. also for the Wantagh Warrior 9/11 Memorial 5K run. We thank everyone for their donations. And item 26, disposal of obsolete textbooks. Do we have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H, unfinished business. We have none. Item I, new business. 1, approval of committees on special ed, preschool special ed recommendations. Item I2, policy revisions. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn into executive session?
Mr. President, I make a motion to move into exec.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we have our organizational reports. We start with our student government, which I'd like to thank Danny Donahue and Nina Myers for their time this year on giving up of their Thursday evenings. And especially congratulate Danny as he's our graduating senior this year. We wish him the best of luck in the future.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina Myers.
And my name is Danny Donahue. We haven't had too much going on as the school year is almost over, but we have some stuff. With AP exams over, students are now preparing for the Regents exams, and we wish them the best of luck. In terms of recent events, the senior class had another commitment day on May 29th, and our broadcasting class actually made a very nice senior goodbye video that was streamed throughout the school, so that was very nice. Our yearbook committee just handed out the yearbooks that they've been working on all year on yesterday, so all the students are very excited about that. And then next Thursday, we have our senior prom, followed by graduation next Friday.
This morning, June 4th, juniors were recognized for their commitment to their academic service and character at the Junior Awards Ceremony, where they received various awards from different colleges and institutions. Additionally, this Monday, June 8th, student government will be holding our annual senior barbecue. The senior class gets to enjoy one last meal in the school all together while signing each other's yearbooks and truly taking in their last moments here at Wantagh High School.
And then we would just like to thank the board for allowing us to come here every month and speak on what's happening in the school. It's a very special opportunity that we're very grateful for.
Thank you, guys. All right. Moving on, Forest Lake.
Good evening. So we started this week with field day, and the students had a fun-filled day. They participated in field day games, enjoyed ice pops at lunch, and rounded out the day with an action-packed assembly with the Harlem Wizards as trick basketball presentations. We were excited to provide all the students with customized Forest Lake sunglasses to wear at field day this year. It was great to see them all rocking their shades. We wanted to give a special thank you to the PE Leaders Club and all the high school students volunteers. They helped make the day even more special. Our beautification team completed their project to update our front planter and gave the front of our school a much-needed refresh. They planted new trees, bushes, and flowers, which will bring an updated look year-round. We are currently underway on our courtyard upgrades, where we are creating clean, shaded, and usable spaces for the teachers to utilize for more outdoor learning. The teachers are really excited about the upgrades, and we are happy to enhance these areas. We will be hosting our end-of-the-year party and installation ceremony at Craft U next Thursday, June 11th. All members are welcome to attend. And on June 22nd, we will be hosting our first ever color run. Students will run a track set up on the Forest Lake field while teachers and Mr. Burke douse them in colored powder. It is sure to be a fun, albeit messy day. The PTO will be providing ponchos, sunglasses, and bandanas for students who wish to participate but may not want to be covered in powder. Following the color run, we will be sponsoring a summer kickoff celebration free for all students. We will be having a foam party, music, pizza, and ices. It's a great way to cap off another wonderful school year. We also want to thank the board and the administrators for another wonderful school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mandalay PTA? Wantagh L PTA?
Good evening. Tomorrow we're looking forward to our annual field day. The students got shirts donated from the PTA. We have lunch, snacks, and Italian ices. It's going to be a very fun, hot day that the students will enjoy. On Friday, June 12th, we have our annual Flag Day ceremony. We also have our end of year PTA celebration at Craft U on June 17th from 7 to 10 p.m. It's $60 per person for dinner and drinks. We also have our 5th grade moving up on June 25th. We also are still selling our big oversized fleece Wantagh Warrior blankets for $40. We also have another fundraiser where we're selling signs for first and last day of kindergarten and 5th grade. Those are $20. We also have our beautification committee who is planting flowers and mulch and flags around the school to decorate it for the spring, winter. Thank you.
Thank you. 612.
Good evening. I'm Joanna Burlew, presenting on behalf of the 612 and the WPABC tonight. For 612, we have an Abby's fundraiser that's been extended until June 8th. And we have first day of school signs that'll be available after July 1 for pickup at the end of August. If you're going to order a sign, please download the Give Back apps to keep track of your purchases so that you don't order two. For WPABC, since the last Board of Ed meeting, WPABC has been very active supporting our performing arts students and programs. On May 18th and 19th, we sold concessions at the NISMA Festival. During the event, we also provided and served pizza to approximately 70 Tri-M student volunteers who worked throughout the festival in 2-hour shifts. We hosted a full lobby presence at the high school and middle school spring concerts. In addition, we sponsored the Food Truck Festival and conducted a 50-50 raffle at the Outdoor Pops concert. The feedback we received from our vendors regarding the support provided by our volunteers, security staff, and students was overwhelmingly positive. This year, the WPABC was pleased to supplement 8 departmental awards with scholarships, and we were honored to present an additional 14 WPABC scholarships to deserving students. Looking ahead, the spring concert season continues. WPABC will be selling concessions at all remaining district concerts, which end on June 18th. Tomorrow, June 5th, we will host an after-school party for our performing arts seniors, where they receive their senior banners and enjoy a special sweet treat. On June 10th, the 8th grade Broadway Experience class will present Murder at Midnight, an original production that will conclude this year's district theatrical season. WPABC will be there providing full lobby support. As the school year comes to a close, we thank the Board of Education, district administration, faculty, students, families, and our volunteers for their continued support of the performing arts. We hope everyone has a wonderful summer, and we look forward to seeing you in September. Thank you.
I'm here for SEPTA. It's the final countdown. Sophia and I, my co-president, this is our last, our third year and our final year as being co-presidents. So we and our board want to thank the Board of Ed, administration, for all the buildings, the faculty, for everything, for all your support throughout the year. It's been a great year for us. The only updates we have, we gave a couple of scholarships, nice senior scholarships out. And we have our favorite event of the year, the Friend of SEPTA Awards, which everyone should have gotten there. We're giving 14 awards out this year, and to very well-deserved, so many different faculty, you know, all of the recipients are well-deserved. So we're looking forward to that. That's on June 10th at 7:30 in the room 150 in the high school. And we just want to thank everyone, and we had a great year. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. PTA Council. Sports boosters. We had performing arts and a foundation. That's it. The microphone's open to the public for comment.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for a very informative board meeting. My name is Kim Healy. I am a Forest Lake parent. I'm a member of the PTA and a member of the Capital Improvements Committee, and that has also been a fantastic experience. And I've learned a lot about what we've already accomplished, but one of the main reasons that I have been so active on this committee is because I'm very passionate about our playgrounds and the learning environment for our children. As you all know, or most of you here have heard me speak about this already, but the Forest Lake playground structures, one of them was installed in, I believe, 2015 is the mark on there, and the other one was installed 30 years ago. There's actually a stamp on the side of one of the slides that says patent pending. That patent was approved in 1996. So the structure is dangerous. We have our kids playing on it every day. It is there used to be a bridge that connected the two platforms. That's no longer there. There's a chain sort of like ladder system that you can climb up, and that's marked with caution tape. And this past winter, I have seen firsthand the way that the pieces that were once covered by rubber or plastic or whatever that is, that has now worn away. And so that exposed metal is rusting at a rapid rate. I really do think that it has gotten much worse in the past year. And again, I'm on there with my kids during school year, and then of course in the summer as well. So I just wanted to call it to the attention of the board. I know that this has been an issue. I actually found a post on Facebook from a mom in 2015 saying she had emailed the board about the condition of this playground. So I would ask that I love this idea that we're going to have a district standard and we're going to replace all the playgrounds. In the meantime, if you could please look at that red structure and see if there's any way to make it safer for our kids to play on. The idea of having, a new bond or funding secured in some other way in the fall is wonderful. And the PTA was bolstered by the idea that, if we order it in October, it could be installed in the, possibly the following summer. But that leaves an entire school year with our children playing on a structure that's simply not safe. So, I just wanted to call it to your attention, and I want to make sure that I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's and making everyone aware in all the appropriate channels. And I appreciate everyone who has listened to me and all of the support that I've received from our PTA and our community. And if there's anything I can do to continue to support this, I am happy to do so. So thank you for hearing me out.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. My name is Paul Schmidt. I'm a father of three, husband, my wife, Kristen, are here, along with several community members to talk to you about the unsafe conditions that neighbors over on Roosevelt are creating over on the Wantagh Elementary Schools, the fields between Beach Street and Roosevelt Avenue, or Roosevelt Street. First and foremost, I've been here for about 15 years now. I'm a Little League coach, a softball coach, a soccer coach. I'm constantly in those fields. I have a disabled father-in-law, a mother who has emphysema. She's disabled as well. My background is in security, so I do a lot of security for buildings, fields, door access, cameras for large buildings in the city, large fields. And every time I go to coach my Little League team at this field, we're constantly walking across over 200 feet, 300 feet from one entry and one exit, which is a major, major code violation that I don't want this school district to be in violation or not in code. It's a very simple solution to get that problem solved. It's also another health and safety issue for the kids and the families walking across the field where you have 4 fields all playing at once and you have families crossing right in the middle of the outfields. Actually, one time, one of the parents got hit in the head with a baseball. I don't know if that was reported or not, but it is an incident that could happen. You also have, God forbid, somebody collapses. I was playing, one of my batters hit a ball against a girl's chest. Literally, everyone stopped cold, went quiet. That field, that gate right next to that field was locked. God forbid that little girl fell to the ground and needed emergency services. Yes, the emergency services would come in. Everyone says they would cut the bolts, but that's time that child needed support. If those gates are opened, that you're eliminating those types of issues in this community and for these children and for the families that have to sit on the outside of that gate to watch their grandkids play the sports that they love. One day, all of you will be grandparents if you're not already, and you would not like to be sitting on the outside of that gate watching your kids or grandkids play the sport. There's very simple solutions and options that this community will put together or have put together. That I have a couple that, being a coach, we get keys to your lock boxes, your equipment on the field. You gave us the right and the privilege to do that, and the confidence in us to make sure that equipment goes back. Give us the code to the gates. Let us help you open the gates and close the gates at proper time. You also have security people and security staff that sit in the cars watching kids on the playgrounds at night till 9 o'clock at night. Why I know this? Because I drive by, I see your staff sitting in the car watching the kids. What they could be doing is driving around and making sure these gates are locked and making sure the community is safe on Roosevelt, on Beach, and on that note. The other side is you're causing an unsafe environment on Beach Street itself. If you haven't been on Beach Street from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it's almost like the Bell Parkway. People have to back up. There's so much going on. Kids are crossing the street. It's a madhouse. So trying to eliminate that and spread out the traffic, open up the gate on Roosevelt. It's very simple, okay? Opening the gate on DeMott is not the answer to do this. It's opening the 2 exit gates on Beach and on Roosevelt that will maximize you'll get you under the code violations that you're in now, because any field that has over 50 people in it with 1 egress or 1 entry is an absolute code violation. All we're asking is the board to come up with a plausible solution for this. Let us coaches help you with that, and let's come together as a community to make sure that our families are safe, our kids are safe, and that we can all watch the game and not have to trek across the field. Because tomorrow at field day, you're going to have 300 plus kids. I hope you open those gates tomorrow. God forbid somebody comes in there, and I hate to say this, is an active open shooter. You now have 1 entrance and 1 egress for these kids and families to leave that gate. You are now sitting ducks, literally in a closed environment, in a cage, while somebody picks off your family. I don't think anybody wants that. I don't want to put my head on my pillow at night thinking that possibly could happen in this community, because it very well could. You all know that. You see the news. You see what's going on. Me being in security and hearing that stuff, I hate to say it, I've seen it. It's not fun. So please, make the right decision and open the gate on Beach and open the gate on Roosevelt. We will help you to maintain a safe, workable environment for our kids to play softball, baseball, and just be kids and have fun. Thank you.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. My name is Joanne. I am a parent here in the Wantagh Elementary School. I have 2 small children that go to school there. I'm also here to speak on behalf of opening the gates on Roosevelt. I am here to speak on behalf of all handicapped parents and grandparents. I myself am handicapped. Not having Roosevelt Avenue access to the backfields at Beach Street is a detriment and a danger to all handicapped individuals. We are forced to walk through the small Beach Street entrance and walk across a grass that is not always level, not always cut, and not always clean. It is quite a distance. In addition, we walk through other games that are being played, which poses a risk of its own. Walking devices do not work well on the grass. I have experienced that firsthand. I have a multitude of personal experience as a heart transplant recipient who lost all of her fingers, all of the toes on my right foot, and half of my left foot. I will always be handicapped. When I first had my amputations, my son begged me to come to his baseball games. My wheelchair did not fit through the small single gate that is open. My husband was forced to lift me up, walk through the gate while carrying me, while someone folded my wheelchair to fit it through. This was not only embarrassing, but absolutely unacceptable. Later, I would walk with a walker and a boot many times, which is nearly impossible to cross to the back fields. Many games I was forced to watch from the outside of the gates due to the walk being too difficult. I have had 5 foot surgeries since last May, and unfortunately, walking and wearing a boot, walking was discouraged. I was forced to watch so many games from outside the fence while my son was in tears. I could go on and on, but this is unacceptable to the handicapped population, not just myself. I have spoken to many individuals who have similar stories. In addition, grandparents or anyone that is ill is also unable to make that walk. For example, my own mother has cancer, undergoing chemo for over a year. She cannot make that walk due to neuropathy in her feet or generalized weakness and getting winded easily. She is either unable to come or has to watch from her car. How is this fair when there are 2 entrances on Roosevelt that would allow handicapped and sick individuals to attend games, to see their children and grandchildren play? Instead, we are left with heartache and disappointment for our kids. The egress issue is even worse. If something terrible were to happen, for example, a fire or an active shooter, there is no egress from those backfields. Unfortunately, someone like myself would never be able to climb a fence to escape. How is this allowed or acceptable when entrances exist? The safety issue of the overcrowding on Beach Street and DeMott is awful. Are we just waiting for a child to get hit by a car as cars squeeze by while all the spots are taken closest to the Beach Street entrance? Again, as someone who is handicapped, we are forced to park further away due to overcrowding, causing us to walk even further. The school lot is usually full and also a significant walk to the field. Because of the parking issue, many kids have almost gotten hit. All of this is being done because a few residents who purchased homes across from a baseball field don't want people parked in front of their houses. These gates should be open during all sporting events so that we can all enjoy our children and not have to be left out due to medical issues. Please open these gates during games for us. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Stacy Drago, and I live directly beside the Beach Street fields. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of residents directly affected by the Roosevelt Street and DeMott Avenue gates. First, I want to be clear, we are not against youth sports. We are not asking for children to stop playing. We support emergency egress and reasonable district-approved accommodations for players and coaches, and of course, as family members with true accessibility and mobility needs. What we do not support is reopening the residential side gates as routine entrances for practices, games, tournaments, general league activity. It was brought to our attention that the Wantagh Little League has created a petition asking for Roosevelt Street and DeMott Avenue gates to be opened and unlocked during all scheduled events. This is not a small accommodation. It is a major change to access, gate control, traffic flow, and neighborhood impact. We understand concerns about elderly spectators, equipment accessibility, crowd flow, and emergency egress, but those issues should be handled through controlled district-approved accommodations and procedures, not by opening residential side gates as general entrances for everyone. The district reinforced gate rules after acknowledging and agreeing that with residents' concerns, yet the gates were opened and used again despite clear district direction that they were not to be used. From that Friday to Monday, the gates were left open and access continued despite the district's lock change and concerns residents had raised. To residents, it felt like both the district's authority and our safety concerns were being disregarded. Now with the recent petition and Facebook posts, whether intended or not, the image and message felt like more pressure than a good faith discussion about safety and the impact on the homes directly bordering the fields. This decision should be based on safety, enforceability, district control, and the impact on residents living beside the fields. Those residents are the ones who experience the daily impact and live with the consequences. The last few weeks has shown us something important. With the gates controlled and enforced by the district, the children have still played, the fields have still been used, spectators have still attended games, and the neighborhood was finally quieter, safer, and more peaceful. That proves the issue is not youth sports. The issue is how access is managed. If Wantagh's Little League's current level of use requires residential side gates to be open to function safely, then the district should reconsider whether this field layout can safely support the level of use without additional controls. If crowd size, parking, equipment drop-off activity, or emergency egress are concerns, then those issues should be addressed through district oversight, controlled accommodations, emergency access procedures, clearer parking rules that are enforced, alternative fields, off-site parking, stronger supervision, and consistent district enforcement. Those concerns do not justify shifting the burden onto the Roosevelt Street and DeMott Avenue or turning those gates into routine entrances. These fields are district property. Wantagh Little League is permitted to use the space under district rules, but permitted use should not become control. We respectfully ask the board to stand by the current gate restrictions, keep the Roosevelt Street and DeMott Avenue gates locked as restricted access points, protecting the neighborhood homes, and keeping safety, enforceability, and district control at the center of any decision. Thank you.
Good evening. I don't know if you can hear me. My name is Meredith Jacobs. I'm one of the families that lives across the street from the ball field. We've lived in our home for 20 years. Some of the reason we bought our house was based on the ball field being right across the street, as well as the elementary school down the street. We love it. Our kids are now out of the district, and we have no regrets. It served us well. We are not against game day. The only issue we have is when those gates are left unlocked and opened, the sheer volume of vehicles that park up and down DeMott and Roosevelt makes navigating and driving in and out of our driveways near impossible. There's instances where there are people who park right in front of our driveways, literally blocking us in. It's happened to my family twice. It's happened to a few of my neighbors. There's also no parking signs that anchor the corners going into Roosevelt from DeMott. Those are completely ignored. People are parking, stacking their cars right up against those corners. If you've ever driven out of Roosevelt to take a right or a left on DeMott, you cannot see oncoming traffic because of the stacked cars around those corners. There's golf carts that drive back and forth from Beach Street to Roosevelt to drop people off at that gate. They don't see the cars coming out of Roosevelt. The cars don't see the golf carts coming. There's small children maneuvering in and out of parked vehicles. On a normal day in a neighborhood, you have people walking dogs, families out with baby strollers, joggers, people on bikes. When you have all those cars stacked up in our street, you can't see those oncoming people coming off the sidewalks, kids on bicycles. It's so dangerous. I have an issue getting in and out of my driveway because the no parking across the street from my driveway is completely ignored. People stack their cars and we can't get out. We also have a fire hydrant in front of my house. Nobody parks in front of that fire hydrant unless the gates are unlocked and open. And then there will be a car there for the entire duration of the games played that day. Nobody has any respect for the fire hydrant laws and for the no parking signs. I know there are families who want the gates open for convenience, but we cannot let convenience outweigh safety. The question for the board tonight is, will you continue to allow the rules that were put in place 10 years ago for safety? Will you enforce that? It's not about supporting the Little League families or the homeowners. Every single person here supports the children that plays in that field, but those kids are entitled to safety, and they're entitled to going in and out of the field safely. So I respectfully ask the board tonight to please keep those gates locked. Please allow the policy put in place, keep it going, and keep our kids safe and the surrounding homes in the area safe. Thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing my time to speak.
Good evening. I'll be quick. I don't want to belabor the point. I think you guys have heard both sides. And I think all I would say is,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Do you just mind stating your name?
Sure. Mike DeMayo. I'm a father of three, all in Wantagh Elementary. So I think the only point I wanted to make, I think, it was actually just made, but I think I take the other side of it is, so I don't live near the school. My kids go to the school. Where I live, though, across the street, my neighbor actually has 4 cars. A lot of people in the house, they park across the street. I actually deal with the same challenges at my home when I'm backing out of the driveway. My wife actually was backing out of the driveway and was hit by my neighbor backing out. So I think, backing out of our driveway, a lot of cars parked on the street, it's actually a problem we all deal with. Whether you live near a field or not, it's a problem that everybody deals with. You guys are in a position where your focus, your responsibility is kids' safety. I couldn't agree more. I think all 4 people have come up here and said that. But restricting access is the safety issue here. I think the egress, being able to access the fields, all these points that have been brought up, I think that is of the utmost importance. And when you hear these things, of course, traffic exists because we use those fields. That is what it is. But ultimately, we need to make sure that we have multiple forms of access to that field. And unfortunately, for the neighbors, I feel for them. I understand that it's a hassle. But unfortunately, their convenience of pulling out of the driveway, the children's safety outweighs that, and the family safety outweighs that. So, thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Mark Mahalik, and I lost my voice today, so I'm going to do my very best here. A lot of you know that I am a volunteer for the Little League, and I think if anyone knows the situation around this field, it's me. I've spent a number of years volunteering my time to make sure that that field is in great working order for the community, make sure it looks good for the Roosevelt community, because I can tell you when it was not well mowed, well taken care of, it was an eyesore. And you probably did move there because it was something nice to look at and to participate in. I do agree we have a parking problem, but between the residents that live there and the community that wants access to the field, we both agree that there is a parking problem. So let's stick with that for 1 second and all agree as a community and work together as a community to talk to the town of Hempstead or whoever it needs to be to deal with enforcement of parking and dealing and potentially changing the parking around the school, the field, excuse me. Secondly, the gates themselves are a safety problem. If you have a number of kids on that field on any given time, being able to get emergency access in or out of that field is the primary problem. So let's bifurcate what we're talking about here between the parking issue that the neighbors have and the access problem and emergency services access that the rest of the community is talking about. I'd like to see some sort of a compromise between the two parties here to state that we deal with the ability to open the gates when we need to open them, and we can talk about what those might be. Happy to have a subcommittee or whatever we need to do to talk about it, but keeping them open all the time is not the solution. Keeping them closed all the time is not the solution. We have to figure out what that is in the middle, and I really would like to see the community come together and figure that out. So I'm asking the school board, who does have access, to remove the locks that were put on there that can't be taken off in a very quick manner, to remove them, restore access to the Little League so that we can open the gates when we need to for certain reasons that you can tell us. But what I'm looking for here is a compromise and a solution that works for everybody. And going back to what I said about enforcement, I do agree with the young lady over there who said about the fire hydrant. Yeah, everybody in this town parks wherever they want. I agree, it's a problem. So let's also be better as a community and not do that. Thank you.
I'm a little shorter. Pull this down. Good evening. My name is Tara Eckelman. I'm a lifelong Wantagh resident, class of '96 graduate, and the parent of a young child. I am here tonight to express my family's concerns regarding Wantagh Little League's request to change the district's longstanding policy of keeping the gate at Roosevelt Street and DeMott Avenue locked. As someone who lives nearby, I can tell you that whenever the gate is open, whether for games or even just busy practices, it creates traffic congestion, unsafe parking, and a significant increase in both vehicle and pedestrian activity at an already difficult intersection. As has been discussed tonight, it can be really hard to back out of our driveway. It's just not safe. Cars are stopping, parking, dropping off people and or equipment, sometimes from the middle of the street, making U-turns and trying to navigate around one another, often near the corner where visibility is already limited. As a parent, I worry about the safety of everyone in the area, especially the children. I have brought photographs this evening that show some of the conditions residents regularly experience, including congestion near the gate and vehicles parked too close to intersections despite posted restrictions. I hope they help illustrate why so many of us are so concerned. The current traffic pattern directs vehicles to the main entrance and parking lot on Beach Street, which was designed to accommodate field traffic and includes sidewalks and crosswalks. In my opinion, that remains the safest and most organized approach. I want to be clear that this is not about youth sports. My family has participated in sports and various activities in Wantagh for 3 generations, and personally, I enjoy hearing the kids having fun and cheers from the spectators on the fields. However, if the Beach Street entrance is no longer meeting the needs of Wantagh Little League, perhaps it is time to have a broader conversation about whether this field remains the appropriate location for the volume of players, families, spectators attending these events. It may simply be that the facility has been outgrown as their programming has successfully expanded over the years. I respectfully ask the board to prioritize safety and maintain the district's longstanding policy of keeping the Roosevelt Street gate locked. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Mr. McInerney?
Yeah, thank you all for the feedback. The board will certainly consider that, and we'll certainly reach out to Wantagh Little League and our neighbors and follow up with you. But we appreciate the feedback from everybody, and thank you for attending tonight. Have a good night.